Let's continue with addition reactions of alkenes. Addition of hydrogen halide. When addition of hydrogen halide takes done on alkenes, alkyl halides are formed. And order of reactivity of hydrogen halide is Hi is greater than Hbr is greater than HCl. Like addition of halogens to alkenes, addition of hydrogen halide is also an example of electrophilic addition reaction. Let us illustrate this by taking the addition of HBr to symmetrical and unsymmetrical alkenes. So we are going to start with addition of hydrogen halide. CH2 double bond CH2 is ethene and we are adding HBr. Now H will be added to one of the carbon and Br will be added to another carbon because it is symmetrical alkene. It results in the formation of bromoethane CH3 CH2 Br. But in case of 2-butene, this is also symmetrical alkene, so H will be added here and Br will be added here. And if it takes place that H is added here, Br added here, still the same product will be formed. So in symmetrical alkenes, when HBr is added, only single product is formed. 2-butene when reacts with HBr, 2-bromobutane is formed. And this is the example of electrophilic addition reaction. Addition reactions of HBr to unsymmetrical alkene is governed by Markovnikov's rule. When a polar compound like HBr is added to unsymmetrical alkene, the negative part of the addendum, that is the molecule to be added, will go to least substituted carbon and hydrogen will go to most substituted carbon which have double bond. So here 2-bromopropane will be the major product, 1-bromopropane will be minor product, and addition takes place according to Markovnikov's rule. Let's take up mechanism of this reaction. Propene reacts with H positive ion from HBr. This bond HBr breaks heterolytically, forming H positive ion and Br negative ion. So in the first step, H positive attacks. When H positive is electrophile, since this addition reaction is initiated by electrophile, that's why it is called electrophilic addition reaction. When H positive ion is added to this propene, there are two possibilities. First possibility is that we get primary carbocation. Why we get primary carbocation? Because this pair of electrons shifts to this carbon. And here positive charge is formed and H positive ion attacks to this carbon forming CH2 and here primary carbocation is formed. Plus Br negative we have got from HBr. So this is less stable because primary carbocation is less stable. Second possibility is that H positive ion attacks this carbon and this pair of electrons shifts here and H positive and the pair of electron shifts to this carbon and H positive attacks here, this will become CH3 and here positive charge is developed. Here we get secondary carbocation and plus bromide ion we are getting from HBr. Now Br negative will react with secondary carbocation which is more stable, result in the formation of 2-bromopropane which is the major product. So this mechanism supports Markovnikov's rule. So in all unsymmetrical alkenes, Markovnikov's rule will be followed to find out the major product of addition of hydrogen halide. Next we are taking anti-Markovnikov addition or peroxide effect. It is also called crash effect. Anti-Markovnikov rule takes place in the presence of peroxide. This is the initiator which is called benzoyl peroxide. Now whenever propene reacts with HBr in the presence of benzoyl peroxide, addition takes place contrary to Markovnikov rule or opposite to Markovnikov rule and we get 1-bromopropane as the major product and not 2-bromopropane. Now why do we get 1-bromopropane and not 2-bromopropane can be explained with the help of mechanism. So we are taking free radical mechanism of peroxide effect. So first step of this is homolysis of benzoyl peroxide. In benzoyl peroxide, homolytic fission takes place, result in the formation of two benzoxy free radicals. These benzoxy free radicals are unstable, bond breaks here, releasing carbon dioxide. 2 moles of carbon dioxide are separated and we get phenyl free radicals. Phenyl free radical induces homolytic fission in HBr. H radical combines with C6H5 radical to form C6H6 and bromine free radical is generated. Bromine free radical will induce homolytic fission in unsymmetrical alkene, that is propene. So when homolytic fission takes place, here we get radical, here we get radical. One possibility is that Br free radical attacks here and we get primary free radical which is less stable. Second possibility is that Br free radical attacks here and we get secondary free radical which is shown here. This is more stable free radical. In the last step, this secondary free radical combines with HBr which undergoes homolytic fission. So H radical combines with this CH radical to form CH3, CH2, CH2Br. That is 1-bromopropane is the major product when HBr is added in the presence of benzoyl peroxide, and here free radical mechanism is followed. This is minor product. Primary free radical also reacts with HBr to form 2-bromopropane which is minor product in this case. So when HBr is added to unsymmetrical alkene like propene in presence of benzoyl peroxide, then 1-bromopropane is the major product and 2-bromopropane is the minor product. A few molecules of radical inhibitors like hydroquinone or diphenylamine reverses the peroxide effect and addition takes place in accordance with Markovnikov's rule. What do you mean by inhibitors? They are destroyer of free radicals. That is, the free radicals which are formed, they will react with hydroquinone and free radicals will get combined to them and they will be over. They will not take part in the reaction, they will be consumed. Same takes place in the presence of diphenylamine. So in the presence of hydroquinone and diphenylamine, anti-Markovnikov effect will not be there because free radical will not be available and addition will take place according to Markovnikov's rule. This further supports the free radical pathway for the peroxide initiated by addition of HBr to unsymmetrical alkenes. Such free radicals are also initiated by high temperature because high temperature also carries out homolytic fission, or oxygen or sunlight, they help in carrying out homolytic fission. Exceptional behavior of HBr. Now this anti-Markovnikov behavior is shown by HBr only in the presence of peroxide, not by HCl, not by HI. Why? Reason is that HCl is stronger acid. It requires 431 kilojoules energy per mole, whereas HBr requires 364 kilojoules of energy per mole. So the free radical can induce homolytic fission in HBr, but they are not able to break the bond between HCl homolytically. That is the reason that HCl does not follow anti-Markovnikov addition. But HI should follow because HI has got lowest bond dissociation energy, that 297 kilojoules per mole. But iodine free radical which are formed, they are unstable, they form I2 instead of adding to the double bond due to steric effect of the bulky iodine atom. So in HI also, anti-Markovnikov addition does not take place or peroxide effect does not take place. Here reason is not that bond dissociation energy is high because bond dissociation energy is low. Here iodine free radicals are unstable and they combine to form iodine molecule instead of reacting with double bond. Reason being that they are larger atom and they are unstable. Let's take up addition of hypohalous acid. This is an electrophilic addition reaction. Ethylene reacts with hypochlorous acid. Here electrolytic fission will take place, which will become negative, which will become positive, OH will become negative, Cl will become positive. Why? Because oxygen is more electronegative than Cl. OH negative will not attack on ethylene because there are pi electrons which will repel OH negative. Cl positive will attack the electron cloud because Cl positive is electrophile. So Cl positive is attacking here and it is attracted towards pi electron cloud, and this forms carbonium ion intermediate or carbonium intermediate. Now this reacts with OH ion, so Cl get attached to this carbon, OH ion gets attached to this carbon because this carbon will become positively charged, which will form bond with OH. The product formed is ethylene chlorohydrin. When you have Cl and OH group on adjacent carbon, we call it chlorohydrin. IUPAC name is 2-chloroethanol. Chlorine is less preferred because OH is the functional group, so 2-chloroethanol is the correct IUPAC name. And that is the way how addition of hypohalous acid takes place in symmetrical alkene. Addition of hypohalous acid to unsymmetrical alkene will take place in accordance to Markovnikov's rule. Propene is unsymmetrical alkene. It is reacting with chlorine water. Now chlorine reacts with water to form HOCl and HCl. So HOCl is formed, which is hypochlorous acid. Now OH was negative and Cl was positive. OH negative will attack this carbon because secondary carbocation is more stable. And Cl positive will attack this carbon, and product formed will be propylene chlorohydrin or propene chlorohydrin. 1-chloro-2-propanol will be the major product. Next, we are taking addition of sulfuric acid. Cold concentrated sulfuric acid absorbs alkene to produce alkyl hydrogen sulfate. This is ethylene. We are reacting it with sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid will break into two parts, H positive ion and SO4 negative ion. This pair of electron will shift to this carbon so that H positive can attack and result in the formation of CH3. This double bond has changed to single bond, and this CH2 positive will get attached to HSO4 negative, and product formed will be ethyl hydrogen sulfate. The reaction proceeds in accordance with Markovnikov's rule in case of unsymmetrical alkene. So if we react propene with sulfuric acid, then SO4H will attack the secondary carbon because secondary carbocation is more stable, and H will attack primary carbon. Product formed is isopropyl hydrogen sulfate, which addition has taken place according to Markovnikov's rule. Alkyl hydrogen sulfates, when boiled with water, produce alcohol and sulfuric acid. This is isopropyl hydrogen sulfate. If we boil it with water, we will get 2-propanol and sulfuric acid. Thus, a molecule of water can be added to alkene by use of sulfuric acid. That is, in presence of sulfuric acid, a molecule of water can also be added to get alcohols. Utility of this reaction is in purification of alkanes and alkyl halides from alkene impurities. So alkene will react with sulfuric acid to form alkyl hydrogen sulfate, whereas alkene and alkyl halide will not react, so alkene will get separated. Ordinarily, water does not add directly to alkenes to form alcohols because water is a weak electrolyte and does not break down into H ions and OH ion, but in the presence of acid, it gets added to alkene and results in the formation of alcohols. For example, you must have studied in class 10th, ethylene reacts with water in presence of sulfuric acid to form ethanol. Here we are taking example of unsymmetrical alkene 2-methylpropene, and water will be added according to Markovnikov's rule in the presence of H ion. That is, water breaks down into H positive ion and OH ion. So OH ion will attack this carbon, which will become positive charge. H ion will attack this carbon, CH2. It will result in the formation of 2-methyl-2-propanol or tertiary butyl alcohol. The common name of this alkene is isobutylene. This is also an electrophilic addition reaction. Why it is electrophilic addition reaction? First, H positive ion will attack this carbon where pi electron will shift, result in the formation of tertiary carbocation. And this tertiary carbocation now will undergo addition with the OH ion and result in the formation of tertiary butyl alcohol or 2-methyl-2-propanol. So this reaction is also initiated by electrophile, that is H positive ion. That is the reason it is called electrophilic addition reaction. Let's take up more addition reactions. Addition of nitrosyl chloride, dinitrogen trioxide and dinitrogen tetroxide give addition products which are nitrosochloride, nitrosides and nitrosates respectively. First we have taken 2-butene. 2-butene is symmetrical alkene. It is undergoing reaction with nitrosyl chloride. Here NO is positive, Cl is negative. And NO positive will attack this carbon, Cl negative will attack this carbon, although it can be done opposite also, because same product will be formed as the alkene is symmetrical. Product formed is dimethyl ethylene nitrosochloride. 2-butene, again we are reacting with N2O3. N2O3 breaks into NO positive, NO2 negative. So the one carbon attached with double bond, we have given NO positive, another we have given NO2 negative, and we are able to get this addition product. This product is dimethyl ethylene nitroside. If we add N2O4, N2O4 will break down into 2NO2 and one will NO2 will be positive, other NO2 will be negative. One will attack to this carbon, another will attack this carbon. So you will get dimethyl ethylene nitrosate.